Okay, guys. Today's coffee time. There's my coffee. There's my coffee. Today's coffee time. I got a butterfly buzzing around me. Today's coffee time is kind of doubling up as a pep talk for those of you on day one of my. It's either day one or day two. I think it's day two. Day two of my Happy Marriage Hot Sex e-course. This is what you get when you get the ultimate Happy Marriage Hot Sex handbook. And with this handbook, you get, nice short reads, about an hour. It takes about an hour. You get a couple of audiobook versions of it, which you can get on Amazon if you want. In addition to that, you get admission into my 21-day habit forming challenge, where you get emails every single day that go into all the different steps that I have used to create the phenomenal marriage, family life, and life that I have, which is, blissful marriage, full of hot sex, right? Winning, hashtag winning, right? So, I believe it is step number 16, which is practice, practice, practice. Perhaps it should have been earlier in the list because it's actually kind of required. But when I first wrote the handbook, I wasn't envisioning it to be this whole e-course, but it turned out to be. So at the beginning of the e-course, what I say is that you actually, if we're going to form habits here, then one of the habits that we want to form is routine sex, daily sex, if it is at all possible. 5 out of 7 days, that's like a minimum, okay? Because the reason being is that sex is, number one, it's enjoyable. Number two, it is physiologically addicting if you do it in the right way. If you can do it in the right way, then you will essentially addict yourself to your partner, the person you've made a long-term commitment to, which is really, really good, because addicted people don't cheat. Addicted people sing only the praises of the person to whom they're addicted, right? So this is really, really valid. Now, in order to practice on this 21-day journey of habit forming, you need a little cooperation. No matter who you are in the group, out of the pair, you need cooperation. You need cooperation of your partner, okay? Now, I include a script. It's a very witty script that you can use to go to that partner. And you can say, Sweetums, this is the deal. There's this guy, Danny Zuha. He's like, totes legit. Everybody loves him. Business Insider, Fox News, the Huffington Post, and myriad of others. And he says, this is what we got to do. Okay, sweetie, baby, this is what I want to do, and I want to do it for us. Right? Cha-ching! But right here, I want to talk about why scheduling sex is not boring, and why it is something that you just need to get on board with, because there was, I don't know if anybody here is familiar with Pavlov's dog. If you watch The Big Bang Theory, you probably are. But essentially, there was this dog, and they did experiments, and I believe it was this guy named Pavlov, hence Pavlov's dog, that he would feed the dog, ring a bell, feed the dog, ring a bell, feed the dog, ring a bell. And essentially what would happen is that he was able to ring the bell and cause the dog to salivate, as in like, whoop, food time, even without the appearance of food, okay? And that's kind of what we do here through the scheduling. Like my wife and I, we have basically a certain time, and it will fluctuate and kind of vary a little bit based upon whatever we happen to be doing in our, that's a butterfly, by the way, whatever we happen to be doing at the time. But in general, there's kind of an approximate, within an hour, that's about the time that it happens. And if you are if it's habitual for you, if it is just something that is just habit, routine, nobody has to jump over any kind of special hurdles. There's no special amount of foreplay that you need to do, because all foreplay is essentially getting you in the mood, right? And there's always this, is it going to work out? Am I going to press the right buttons in order to get there? And because guys are often very dopey, they don't know the right buttons to press. Well, I tell you how to find the right buttons to press. Number one, in the checklist and the handbook and the challenge and all that kind of stuff. I tell you how to find the hot buttons for your partner, okay? But that's not what we're talking about right now. But the other part is that in a Pavlov's dog scenario, if he and she know, if you and he or you and her both know that, boom, 11 o'clock, it's coming. It is scheduled. It's in the calendar. I can see it right there. Sex, 11 o'clock. Like, that's my sex appointment. If both of you know, then it's just like ringing the bell. Bing! 11 o'clock comes on and it's like, It's time to have sex. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for sex right now, right? Because you do it over and over again, and it's essentially the bell in the situation is the time, or in our case, it's the point in the routine after, whatever I do, like the way it goes. I get up and I work, and then I go for a run, and then I come home and I shower, and it's like after my run, after my shower, boom, it's time. That's when we do it, and that's another little butterfly. The butterflies here are going crazy. But that's when it happens. So, guys, imagine this. You're in the shower, wifey comes to you and, like, rips open the shower curtain and gives you that look where she's, like, biting on her lower lip and she's, like, wiggling and she's like, come on! What's taking so long? Like, that's a powerful position, That's a great position to be in. And I think, maybe wrong, but I think most guys would like to be in that position where she's like pawing at the door. And guys too, like, not to say that I'm not keen, super keen, okay? But this little hack that I use among many of the hacks, like everything in the list is a total 80-20. If you don't know what the 80-20 rule is, Google it. You can Google it. But it's a total hack. It's going to get you so far because there's no point. There's like, everybody's like, oh, sex is like such a big deal. It's not a big deal. You don't have to have foreplay. You don't have to have dinner and dancing. You don't have to have any of that shit. All you have to do is both commit to doing it at a certain time. You'll both be in the mood, and there's that instant reconnect. This doesn't have to be this momentous occasion like we had sex. I know some people that don't have sex for weeks. How ridiculous is that? If you're one of those people, I'm sorry. Get the checklist, get the handbook, get the e-course. Buy everything that I have because I'll fix it for you. Okay? This isn't any terrain that I haven't been on before. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt, ripped it up because it's a horrible t-shirt. Okay? Sex doesn't have to be big and scary. Sex is just another part of the commitment to that person. It's like, joining your funds, your bank account, okay? And if you're in a committed relationship and both of you have independent checking accounts or bank accounts, shame on you. Get rid of them because that shit is wrong. It's wrong. You guys are committed, right? Commit. Fucking commit. Sorry. If there's kids watching this, you shouldn't be watching it anyway. But the point is, it doesn't have to be this big thing. It doesn't have to be this big momentous occasion that you feel really lucky for at the end of the day, and at the end of the week, it's like a highlight. No, this is supposed to be routine. It's supposed to happen all the time. You guys are supposed to, like, immediately reconnect through some sort of physical encounter where both of you have an orgasm because you are addicting yourselves to one another, and you've got to re-up, okay? You'll understand that when you read the handbook, okay? Read the handbook. Go to my website, Danny, Zoucha, Danny Zoucha all the way.com. Not all of that other stuff. It's just Danny, Zoucha, or if you're in Australia, Danny, Zoucha.com. Okay? Go there. There will be a pop-up somewhere. Something will pop up at you. As I said, the Happy Marriage Hot Sex Handbook. Or checklist. I start with the checklist. And it's free. It's free, guys. The handbook is free. The checklist is free. Go and get that, okay? Go to my website right now and get it, all right? For those of you who are actually in the course, who are actually getting the course right now, consider yourselves pepped up because this is where it's at. You got to talk to your partner. You got to say, sweetie, this is the way it is. And if he or she doesn't understand it, then have them read the handbook, okay? Because I give very, very valid reasons for why this is the case and why it needs to be the case. All right? Peace!